Are you an Indian couple living in Germany, married in India, and now wondering how to file for divorce in Germany? Here's what you need to know. Namaste and welcome to Legal Today. Just saying, I'm not really a fan or supporter of divorce cases, but I've been looking at number of inquiries through Facebook posts by Indians living in Germany seeking a lawyer or that they need help in filing a divorce petition under German law. Let me explain everything you need to know about getting divorced in Germany. Firstly, is your Indian marriage valid in Germany? Yes, Indian marriages are recognized and valid in Germany if your marriage is legally valid in India, which means if your marriage is between two consenting adults and that there is no bigamy or no child marriage and that your marriage has been performed under the Indian laws, then your marriage is said to be legally valid in India. You also need to properly register your marriage and get a marriage certificate, which you need to submit it in Germany. Now, if your marriage certificate obtained is in Indian local language, then you need to translate it by a legit translator, and then you need to get your certificate apostilled by Ministry of External Affairs. Now, once your marriage certificate is translated and apostilled, you can submit it in the local registry office in the city you're living in Germany, which is usually the Standesamt or the Bürgerbüro. It is also the place where you also get your Anmeldung done. Now, can you file for divorce in Germany? Even if your marriage is registered in India or if your marriage has taken place in India, you can file for divorce in the German family court, which is called the Familiengericht, if you or your spouse have been living in Germany for at least 6 months. This is because Germany follows residency-based jurisdiction and not citizenship-based jurisdiction. So even a non-German citizen can file for divorce if residing in Germany. Now, there are two types of divorces. The first one is the mutual consent divorce. So here, both the parties come to an understanding and mutually agree to the divorce. Second type of divorce is called the contested divorce, if only one party agrees to the divorce and not the other. Now let's talk about the legal process. Under the German law, there's usually a 1-year separation requirement before filing the divorce petition. This is also the same under Indian laws. It is called the judicial separation period. So when you go to the German court and ask for divorce, the court will not directly grant you a divorce, instead ask you for this 1-year mandatory separation period. The court will ask you and your spouse to live separately. You need to show the proof of separation in this 1-year period of time. Even if you are living under the same roof, you need to prove that you have been living separately and that there is no chance of reconciliation. During this 1-year separation time, you can agree on things like custody if you have a child, and property, what property you can keep or give it to your spouse, and you can also agree on things like alimony. Once you prove or show that you've been living separately without your spouse for a year, you can then file for the divorce petition by a qualified lawyer. If you cannot afford a lawyer or if you cannot find any lawyer, the court will grant you the legal aid. Now, this is the important part. Is the German divorce decree valid in India? Under section 13 and 14 of the Civil Procedure Code India, a divorce granted by a German court is only valid in India if the divorce is by mutual consent and both spouses participated in the German divorce proceedings. If only one party appears in the German court, then an ex parte decree will be granted by the court, and this ex parte divorce decree may not be accepted by the Indian courts, especially for Hindus registered or married under the Hindu Marriage Act. However, you can also file for an appeal in the German courts if the ex parte divorce decree is not in your favor. And if you want to remarry in India, or if you want to update your official documents like passport, Aadhaar, etc., then you may need a declaration from an Indian court stating that the divorce decree obtained from foreign court, in this case German court, is legally binding. You can drop your questions in the comments below if you have any. You can also book a one-on-one consultation with me. Link is in the description. Subscribe and stay tuned for more cross-border legal guidance. Thank you.